Hey, Smith Media TV back in the building. First one of the year. We got a special guest on the program today, Tavaras Jordan. You might have heard
Yes,
this guy.
sir.
You might have heard this guy on E30. Fucking with mostly Dolla. You might have heard him on some Chap D stuff. You might have heard him fucking with West Side Will. But this guy's, he's one of the hottest right now. To me, one of my favorites. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? All these guys in his bag, man. Coming out of Carolina. Tavares, what's up, bro? You all right?
Man, my boy, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, good, bro. Good. We're glad you came, man.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. It's always love, bro. It was long overdue, man, for sure.
Most definitely. So we're gonna get right into it, man. What was it like growing up in Carolina, man?
Man, bro, I guess growing up anywhere is different for everybody, depending on circumstances. But for me, bro, it was cool, man. Like I grew up in a small town, bro, like very little to do, if anything, you know what I'm saying? So just growing up a country boy, just you know what I'm saying, like I had to use my imagination, bro, and just kind of figure out, what I wanted my life to be when I was young. So, bro, it won't really a lot to do, bro. Like I grew up around family, you know what I'm saying, and I was just always into music, bro. Like my that's my whole upbringing, you know what I'm saying, past, just making beats. So, for me, bro, it was cool, bro. It was just, family oriented for sure. And I just kept music right up there with it, bro.
And so, growing up, getting into music, because judging off some of your projects, man, Carolina Soul, you know what I'm saying, back to the '90s. I think that's what it was. What led to you being so kind of soulful? Because it's like got a church feel to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So like I was saying, bro, with music being my background, I grew up playing the drums in the church. So like that's where I get everything from, you know what I mean? Like and I'm not knocking producers that, just start out on software or on a computer and, getting into music that way. Like, nothing wrong with that at all. But I just feel like being blessed to come up in a musical family, bro. Like it just gave me the ultimate advantage as far as figuring out that production is what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So uh again, bro, like I grew up in the church, bro. I started playing the drums when I was 6 years old. Like I was holding it down on my own by like 7, 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and even just being that, that little kid that's always beating on stuff, or I come from those early backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of just like a steady progression, you see what I'm saying, to where I'm at. You know what I mean? So the whole soul sound come from my gospel background, like that's the base of all Black music, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
gospel is the parent, it's the root, and everything derives from that. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, bro, that's where it come from, bro. Just being blessed to grow up in a background that was revolved around gospel music.
Okay, so moving on, man. Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Man, some of my musical influences growing up, uh, for sure, Manny Fresh. That was probably my first one on a conscious level, where I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So like during their late '90s reign, I was 7, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Way too young to be listening to that in hindsight. But um, again, like I was already a drummer at that point. I was already groomed to be a musician, even at 7. You see what I'm saying? 8 years old. I'm already in that. So I'm listening to the lyrics, but I'm really paying attention to the musicianship. I'm really paying attention to the production. So Manny Fresh, bro, he was like my earliest on a level where I was like making beats is what I want to do. And right behind him, bro, I have to say Jermaine Dupri.
That's
Um,
dope. That's dope.
yeah, nah, for sure. Like JD definitely was an early influence. Again, I'm 7, 8 years old, bro, but like I'm so in tune with music even at that early age where I'm like, man, like this is crazy. Like I used to memorize drum patterns, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger, you know what I mean, from all Manny Fresh drum patterns to Jermaine Dupri, like Timberland, like that bounce Timberland had back in the day. Like I used to see if I could like mentally remember the drum pattern, you know what I'm saying? So like I come from that cloth, bro. Like I'm kind of like on the last leg of the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like mid to late 90s. That's like my whole foundation, you know what I'm saying? So yep.
And I want to ask you, man, how important is it for you to maintain your own sound? Like, nowadays music is kind of trendy and it's
Yeah.
always kind of, one producer come out with a style, it catch, and multiple people start trying to do that. How important is it? How important is originality to Tavares?
Honestly, bro, for me, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just as important as making sure that your music is good. You know what I'm saying? On top of it being good, is it different? You know, is this something that stands out from the rest of the good music that's out there? You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, bro, like there's no shortage of hot beats, bro. Like everybody got hot beats, bro. Like I don't care where you go, like you can find a producer with some hot beats, especially with the internet now on YouTube and how they make searching on a mass level so user friendly. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you got to be original, bro. Like you got to come with something that'll make somebody say, man, you know what? Like, not only is it hot, but like this is different. You know what I'm saying? It's just something like just having that it factor, something you probably can't even articulate, but it's just something about it. Whereas it hits your soul in a different way. So and again, bro, that just come from my gospel background, bro, and the producers that I studied, you know what I'm saying? So even throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up 10, 12 years ago making beats, when trap was like super influential, you know what I'm saying? Even then I wasn't really on a trap wave, you know what I'm saying? I was really doing more boom bap. You know,
Mm.
I kind of went through a phase where, I thought I was like Little Ninth Wonder or something, you know. So yeah, man, like being original, bro, it's key, bro, because that's how you gonna attract bigger opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I feel, and it may take a while because like even right now, speaking for real time, like I'm still kind of in them steps where I'm still trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? But I know once people do hear it, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So
and,
making a hot beat, that's half the battle. But you gotta be original, and once they hear it, let them feel it. You know what I'm saying? So
and
yeah,
and
man.
and speaking of that, still grinding and staying down, man. When did you say that this could be a big break for me? Like, when did you? I guess I'm asking, when did you know it was serious and that you had a brand?
When did I know it was serious? Bruh, I'm gonna be honest. I've always felt like that. Like no lie, bro. When I was like 8, 9 years old, I already knew this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, 7, 8, that's 9, that's fairly young. That's still
Yeah,
elementary. You know what I'm
yeah, it
saying?
is. Yeah, it
So
is.
your career path may not be what you saw yourself doing at 7, 8 years old. But even then, like I swear, bro, even then I already knew I knew it was my calling, you know what I'm saying? Just to shorten it up. So I always felt like it was gonna be big, bro. It was just a matter of when, you know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, leading up to working with less, that's when I knew, you know what I'm saying, that okay, this is serious. Like I can actually make money off of this, you know what I'm saying? And granted, I knew that I could before that. I was well aware that it was attainable. But again, for my individual journey, it was the matter of when, you know what I'm saying? So like when I linked with Les, bro, it was over, bro. I was like, okay, this is, you know what I mean? We are actually professionals now, you know what I'm saying?
And
So
and and it's not to
yeah.
cut you off. Speaking of that collab, man, how did that come about? Did he find you, or you kind of found him?
Man, so it's crazy. So the very first track that we had together was kind of indirect. I did a track for Monroe Flow called Back to NY, and Les was featured on it. So that was the very first, I guess, seed that was planted, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But man, a short time after that, bro, he just hit me up on the gram and he was like, bro, you hard. Like, we need to do a whole project. You know what I'm saying? These are sentences that were initial, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. So bro, it went from that conversation to us having a plethora of projects out now at this point, you know what I'm saying? So
Right,
It
right.
was, and I hate to make it sound as simple as the gram, but that's really what it was. But of course, there was a lot of time and hard work leading up to that moment, but the moment was just so quick. It was just as quick as checking your IG DMs just like any other day. And that's what it was, bro. And shit, bro, we've been on a run ever since, man.
Yeah, yeah. And how is it? What's the chemistry like being in the studio with Les, man? Because he a workhorse, man, and he got bars, man. So he
Yeah,
got a unique style. So what's the chemistry like in the studio?
man, you know what? So like I love the way Les works. So, with him being in Houston and me being in North Carolina, there really isn't, much room to like just be in the same setting, you know what I'm saying? But I was saying I love the way he worked because despite us not being in the same state, I could send him some beats, I could send him a pack, bro. I give him a little minute. Next thing you know, he's sending me the songs back. So and I believe he record everything himself. So, what I'm saying, just being self-sufficient like that. So I done made the beat by myself, he recording it. And of course, we'll get it polished up, but it's just that simple, bro. I'll send him some beats, he'll send me some songs back. So I think with his recording process, as far as like recording on his own, it just make the process of getting your songs done way smoother, you know what I'm saying? And then, I'm cranking out hella beats, bro. Like, every time we'll talk, he'll be like, man, bro, you just keep sending me these hard ass beats, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And how often are you cooking up? Is it a daily thing, or you just kind of cook up like 1 week? You cook up a whole bunch of them and just kind of review them, or
Yeah,
do you do something every day? What's that
right.
like?
I mean, bro, honestly, like for me, bro, it varies, man. Like I'll have those spurts where for 3 to 5 days straight, I'm just going crazy, bro, just making a whole bunch of beats. You know what I'm saying? Then after that 3 5 day spurt, I may get burnt out, and for like 3 days, I may not even look at my laptop. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I do, but I make a lot of beats, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like just January this year, I made like 100, which is and that ain't even a lot, compared to I'm sure other producers out there that's probably just going crazy cranking out hella beats. But like I really take my time with each beat, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like each beat that I export, like I've pretty much got it to the T exactly how I want it to sound versus just hooking up something that's like an idea and sending it off. Like, nah, I kind of take pride in like my arrangement and just little subtleties in my beats. So yeah, bro, I make a lot of beats, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like, but there's definitely days where I won't make any for sure.
Yeah, and moving forward, man. So now that you've established a relationship with Les, and y'all work together, got several projects. I'll talk about the relationships that the doors rather that has opened for you since you've been on with him.
Man, it's been crazy, bro. So um like growing up, bro, like on top of me being very interested in music and that just being a passion of mine coming up, I got into business as well, or learning about it, at a young age. So like in high school, I took like marketing classes and business management classes and computer classes, kind of everything that like aligns around music, that kind of makes up the entire gumbo that pushes the machine, you know what I'm saying? So um I learned early on that networking was important. Like that's
Facts,
another skill set that a producer must have,
facts,
on top of being great. Like, you know, you got to have that networking skill set as well to advance yourself. You know what I'm saying? So through him, bro, like man, I think through him, like the first person I hit up after that was Stally. And mind you, Stally, he was on E30. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It just made sense. Like I hit him up and man, I was sending him beats for a while, bro. And like he recently got back in touch with me, and yeah, we hopefully we have something cooking up this year too. So just something as simple as him being a feature artist on E30. I hit him up, told him who I was, and we just went from there, bro. So yeah, it's been pretty cool, and I'll be honest, like it hasn't been like crazy where like the floodgates have opened after I've been working with Les, but there's definitely been
More
certain,
opportunity.
yeah, it's
Right.
been certain relationships that I may have been able to build, and me, I'm not even tripping because I look at it like man, I'm around with less till the wheels fall off, bro.
Man,
Like, you know what I'm
shout
saying?
out Ellie Dollar,
You
man.
know what I
That
mean? So
he
I'm gonna
hard. He
be,
one of my
yeah,
favorites, man.
I'm gonna be thankful for every opportunity that comes after this, bro. But like, I know that this was something that I definitely needed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So me and him, bro, like a shit, man. I hope he don't do nothing but rap on my beats till he stop recording,
Most
bro. You know
definitely,
what
hey, most
I'm
definitely,
saying?
most definitely.
Yep.
And so next question, man. I want to get to some of your stuff with Carolina Soul, man. Talk about the creative process and what made you, what made you name it Carolina Soul.
Yeah, so Carolina Soul, that was an idea that me and my homegirl Jazzy Shavers came up with. Um, Me and her, we had been working for a couple years, and like, man, she the homie, bro. You know, like she's an incredible artist, bro. But not only an artist, like she's a producer, she's a vocalist, you know what I'm saying? She's a songwriter, she's an engineer, you know what I'm saying? She wears many hats, bro, that a lot of R&B artists that are just like a face uh don't really have, you know, as far as like being self-sufficient, you know, because I mean, there's artists out there that I mean, you know as well as I do that don't even write their own lyrics, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And nothing against that, but you know, I just look at it like, you know, as far as making music or a song, there's some sort of like assembly line, you know what I'm saying? So, but she's like one of them people where she a one-stop shop, you know what I'm saying? So, the process was easy, bro. Like I would just send her beats because I would, you know, one thing I've been trying to do with certain artists that I lock in with, and I know we're gonna do a whole project. Let me actually be a producer, and that's another thing. Like I come from an era where these niggas that was making beats, they were real producers as well. You know what I'm saying? They helping with song arrangement. You know, they may be helping with placement of this and of that. And nah, maybe we should do this, you know, versus just making a beat. And nothing against that, because that's a whole nother topic in itself, the producer versus beat maker. But
yeah, definitely.
you know, and then again, I come from a gospel background, bro. There's a lot of like gospel music is nothing short of song arrangement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's hella arrangement going on in gospel music. So man, working with her was easy, bro. I really didn't have to do anything other than just send her beats, bro. Honestly, just because I knew where she wanted to go. Being a fan of her, it's like, okay, let me be a chameleon. Let me kind of assimilate into her world. You know what I'm saying? So I send her beats, bro, and she'll record. And again, with her being a one-stop shop, I can send her a beat back and the song done the same day, you know, because she done wrote it, recorded it, all that. So man, like working with her is incredible, bro. So we just came up with the title one day with just realizing, damn, I'm from North Carolina, you from South Carolina. You know what I mean? It only made sense.
Yeah, made
You know what I'm
sense.
saying? It only made it, I mean, you know, so
It's only right.
yeah, so that's where the title came from, bro. And then, you know, with us just being, you know, very influenced by the gospel and all of the other genres that came from gospel, like it just made sense. Carolina Soul, man. So shout out to Jazzy Shavers for sure. That's the home.
And now another project I heard you on recently was Chap D. You know what I'm saying? His new project. How did that
Yeah,
how did that collab happen?
man. Chap D. So a couple years ago, bro, I was just doing a lot of research on West Coast artists that were coming out at the time, you know, underground or independent rather. Um, and he was just an artist that I came across from working with different producers. Like I built a network out there where I was just hitting up certain producers that, you know, I seen doing their thing out there and just, you know, building my network from, you know, working with this guy. And then that happens to be somebody that's cool with this person. And then me and this person start working. So I found out about Chap D through some producers that I was tapped in with out there. So I just started sending them beats, bro. We would shit, man. Me and Chap been working probably about 3 years now. Like this year probably made 3 years. Um, so yeah, bro, he was just somebody that you know, that I peeped out there, and I was like, man, this nigga, I like his music, so let me work with him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
man, I just you know been sending them beats, bro, and you know, shit, we have a few songs every now and then, man.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so in the future, man, coming off E30, is it pressure? Since E30 was such a good project, is it pressure? Is it pressure to follow up that classic? That's a classic to me. So is it
Yeah.
pressure on you to follow up? The next E30 type shit.
Nah, not at all, bro. Like There's no pressure at all because I'm just making music, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like people gonna gravitate toward what they like, you know what I'm saying? And I look at music like it's really subjective at the end of the day, you know. I feel like E30 a classic too, you know what I'm saying? Not to, flex, because I produced it, but like,
Oh, for real, it's a
trying
classic.
to put myself on the outside looking in because I was already a fan
Yeah,
for over 10 years before we even worked. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in college listening to him. So with me already being somebody that was familiar with his catalog, I was like, yeah, E30 is wild. So but is there pressure to follow with something, greater than or equal to? Not at all, bro. Like, bro, we just making music. Like, so like people going they either gonna love it, like it, or hate it, bro. Either way, we ain't tripping because we making what we want to make, bro. Like ain't no there's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah,
make
yeah.
what we want to make. You know what I mean? So nah, bro. I mean, and then the projects since E30, they've been very well received every single time. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
I ain't even tripping, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy because like Motion, the joint that me and Rogers produced in the last year, that was just a mixtape, bro. But like people were, man, going crazy, and I'm like, man, this is wild. I'm like, oh y'all, wait till y'all hear
Yeah,
this album, man. What?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And
and no,
what
ain't no pressure at all, bro.
what do y'all have kicking up coming up?
Man, so we got Less is More Volume 2 that's coming out this Tuesday. Um,
Man,
yeah, bro. So I did that whole thing. It's like 8 tracks. I got a couple co-producers on there. I got my man Hijinks on there. One of my guys in Cali. He played the guitar. He
okay,
always sauced me up with that guitar. You know what I'm saying? So got him on a couple tracks. I got my man Chris California on the track. And I also got this cat from Serbia named Luca Burr. He helped me out with like 2 tracks, man. And boy, yeah, I'm going international with it, man. I got
that's what I hear.
got
Serbia,
got got got
you know what
somebody got
I'm
somebody in
talking
Serbia, man, bro.
about.
He just started sending me melodies, and I was like, oh man, this is crazy, bro. We out of here. So shout out to them for sure. And we also got the album that we working on, bro. That's untitled right now, as far as I know. But it's for sure on the way. Yep.
That what's up, bro. That's what's up, bro. And I want to also say too, man, moving forward, is signing to a label. Is signing to a label. Is that important to you, or you don't really have to do that.
Man, signing to a label is not important to me. However, I do want to work with major labels and help some of their artists with some music. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually signing to a big dog label, something that I'm you know looking at as far as something on my list of accomplishments. Not at all, bro. Like, cause like working with Les, bro, it let me see, it let me gauge what's going on the underground if you got fans and you're doing well and you're not signing anyone. So I'm like, shit, bro, I kind of like it over here. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
again, of course I want to work with the biggest artists in the world. You name them. Of course I want to work with them. Uh, but if I can, ideally, bro, I can remain independent, do my thing on the underground, working with everybody on the underground that I want to work with, but also have a name present above the surface, and work with everybody, man. So I kind of want to do both, what with keeping my independence.
yeah. And
So
also, that mindset to stay independent. I salute you for that, man, because there's so many people. A lot of people are independent, but a lot of guys, producers, as far as my city, a lot of guys, they sign to certain labels and stuff like that. And I've always been of the mindset. To me, as a producer, if you stay independent, it's a big playground. You know what I'm saying?
right now,
And
for sure.
you kind of relegate yourself to a certain fan base or market if you sign to somebody.
Right.
And so that's just me. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm right about that. That's just my opinion.
No, you're right. I mean, and then a lot of times, bro, it comes down to people's situation. Cause I mean, honestly, bro, let's say next week Sony hit me up and they got a crazy number for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
I don't,
right, right.
you know, my whole mindset could change, bro. You know what I mean? Depending on what, the actual terms are looking like aside from money. And,
Right.
if it was an offer I couldn't refuse, bro, of course I'm gonna take it. But at the same time, I'm not banking on that, because it's like I know there's ways around that versus just being like, oh, I need to get signed. Bro, I just need to work with artists that are doing well, whether that be artists that are underground or artists that are signed to major labels. I just need to get to them and let everything fall into place.
I mean, that's at least you got a plan. You know what I'm saying? You're not just out here moving
Right.
around. You got a plan. You kind of know what you're doing. And like you said earlier, locking in with less, hey, you can ride that till the wheels fall off because
Nah, for sure.
to me, his music is doing that and getting better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I appreciate that, bro. Like he had told me, like, when we first had linked back up, like, nigga, you got me wanting to rap again. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro. Like, shit, nigga, to go from listening to your shit, bro, in my dorm room and shit, to now I'm responsible for, a new phase in a sense. Like, that shit is, it's a blessing, bro. Like, it's really one of them moments that really mean the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
and now that was something that I wanted to accomplish again with Manny Fresh being the forefront of my influence. That's exactly what he did, bro. Every Cash Money album for probably over a decade, he was the sole producer. Granted, he had co-producers or musicians that were helping him, somebody on the keys, somebody on the bass, which is kind of the same. I emulated that. I got a small circle of people that I have helped me, bro, but I've been able to curate entire projects for less, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's something that one of my favorite producers did, you know what I mean? So,
Right. And,
yeah.
and now, man, the state of music, are you happy with the current state of music today, or do you miss the '90s era? I
Oh
mean,
man, I'm always miss it, bro. And like, that's why it's something that I've been doing as of late. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've always had like a '90s influence, but I've been really digging into like my '90s R&B bag. You know what I'm saying? But man, am I happy with the current state of music, bro? Honestly, bro, I'm probably more in the middle with it, bro. Honestly, like, I don't, you know, overly enjoy it, but I'm not like super but I'm not super disgusted with it either. It's kind of just like, man, I mean, we at that age now where now we the older cats looking at,
yeah, yeah,
what's going on with, the demographic that's 10, 15 years younger than us.
yeah,
So they were looking at us crazy coming up in the late 2000s, early 2010s, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Now it's a new generation, bro. So of course they gonna be different. It's gonna be certain things culturally that we may not understand because we're not at that age group. We're not with them in those parties and in
Right.
school. You see what I'm saying? So, but I ain't tripping. Like, I look at it like, man, with me being a producer, I'm not one of those people that just want to crash and burn, have some hot beats for 3, 5 years, and then people forget about me. But I'm
Mhm.
trying to be around like Quincy Jones. I'm trying to be around like Jermaine Dupri, Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? Timbaland, Alchemist, Mad Lib. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be around
Legend,
for decades to come, bro. So it's
legend.
bigger than just what's going on right now. Man, now what's going to be going on 5 years from now? Where the sound going next year? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. And I want to say, man, once again, we glad you came on. You know what I'm saying? Much success to you going forward. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm supporting you 100%. Anytime you drop, man, I'm on it.
Man, my dog, I appreciate you, bro. Man, Smith Media TV. Anytime y'all need something, bro, just holler at me, man. I got
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. And if you don't mind, give us a drop, man, before we get out of here.
you. Yeah, for sure. I got you. Yo, what's up, y'all? This Tavaras Jordan here, locking in with my man Rob from Smith Media TV. Y'all check my boy out.
Man, appreciate that. And before we get out of here, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, man.
Yeah, man. All social media platforms, Tavaras Jordan. You know what I mean? Look me up, bro. You ain't gonna miss me. I promise.
Oh, definitely, man. Like I say, man, we first one of the year. We got a lot planned. You know what I'm saying? So, man, subscribe to him, subscribe to me. You know what I'm saying? Smith Media TV, man. I apologize for the wait. You know what I'm saying? Life happen, things come up, man, but we back in the building.
Hey, we still here. We still here, man. We keep
You
it
know,
rolling.
most definitely, man. So, hey,
Sir.
Smith Media TV, Tavaras Jordan, man, we checking out.